So the fallout from the Golden Globes is still hitting Hollywood hard after months. We are talking about months of controversy, and this stuff, it is amazing to watch. If you haven't heard about this, by the way, the Golden Globes, they were forced to finally hire black people. That's right. The places that love to toss around buzzwords, that love to insult other folks, you know, because you're all istophobes, yeah, those folks have to be forced to hire black people. See, right before the Golden Globes, there was this hard-hitting expose from the LA Times revealing that the Hollywood Foreign Press, you know, the voters for the Golden Globes, yeah, all those words about diversity, inclusion, they didn't matter. You know how many black voters they had? Goose egg. That's right. Absolute goose egg. Suddenly, the majority of Hollywood, they decided that they were going to turn on the Golden Globes. And you know those voices that decided they were going to call the Golden Globes out in the past? Yeah, they started mattering. People started quoting Ricky Gervais from 2016, saying that the Globes was worthless, calling the award a bit of metal that some nice old confused journalist wanted to give you in person so they could meet you and have a selfie with you. Gary Oldman was quoted saying that the group was 90 nobodies having a wake and called for a boycott of the silly game the award represented. Combine that with rock-bottom turnout for the Golden Globes, with them hitting an all-time low for NBC and their final numbers, and something, well, it has got to give. Now, behind the scenes, people are getting fired aplenty, but in front of things, I mean, they didn't want to do anything. The Golden Globes, they thought they could weather this, and that's not how it's going to work. You had PR companies coming out, calling them out, saying, hey, our clients, they can't be seen with you. You have organizations saying, we can't sponsor you. And finally, after months of that, we have the Golden Globes coming out and giving us, quote unquote, a diversity pledge. They probably feel that it's going to wash away the controversy. That's not how it works anymore. You decided to throw around words like diversity and inclusion. You decided to use them, to weaponize them. And when people found out that there's no quote-unquote diversity or inclusion in your group, yeah, what a mess. You and I were going to talk about this today. Buckle up, because this is some fun times. So hey there to all you fine folks, by the way. I hope your day is going wonderfully. And if you would, share this video far and wide. Make sure you feed that pesky algorithm. It is always hungry for likes and comments. If you mean to be subscribed to the channel, make sure you are. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, well, shiny, shiny buttons. Now, you and I, we're going to look at this, what I believe is a worthless pledge, in just a moment. But before we do that, I really want to hammer home what kind of dire disarray Hollywood is in, because you've seen the Oscar numbers. Well, the Golden Globe numbers, they were as bad, if not worse. If you look at these numbers here, I mean, this is your turnout in millions for viewership. If you notice the past here, they've been able to stay around 20 million, so it's been pretty consistent until this year. Now, what's amazing about this year is you have more people at home than ever. And yet, when you look at this, you have 1/3 of the turnout. That's right, 1/3 of the viewership turnout. And if you look at the key demographic to this, the one that matters to advertisers, you have that fall off that, well, this would get you canceled on the Sci-Fi Network. Yeah, in the past, the Golden Globes, it was impervious to harm. You could not take it down because it made money. Now, though, with contracts and on, it is easily cancelable. That is why we're seeing announcements just like this today. And remember, when we're looking over this, they were very resistant to any type of change whatsoever. In fact, they voted down this very type of change. But yeah, they're getting pressure and then some. Quote, for the past 60 days, we have worked hard to come up with a plan of action, culling ideas from the members as well as outside entities to present a cohesive, comprehensive proposal. We have engaged in much-needed deep introspection with the help and guidance of our outside advisors, experts in diversity and inclusion, and our media partners. Together, we have created a roadmap for transitional change in our organization. We want to reaffirm our commitment to bringing Black and racially diverse members into our organization, which we feel can be accomplished by lifting many of the membership barriers, building pipelines with diverse journalist groups, and developing a long-term plan in membership with a new Chief Diversity Officer. So let me get this straight. The same institutions that have been aiming at people like myself and yourself, calling us istophobes, trying to ruin our lives if we talk poorly about their movies, they have to be forced to hire black people. That says a lot, doesn't it? But let's continue. In the letter, it continues with this. The board, as well as our outside partners, wholeheartedly endorse this reimagination of our organization. We must meet this moment, knowing that if we join together in support, we can become a better organization and, with hard work, an example of diversity, transparency, and accountability in our industry for others to follow, just as our founders imagined almost 80 years ago. Wait. So they're telling me that not only did they have 80 years to get this thing right, but they voted down the first changes of any consequence. They circled the wagons for months, but now things are going to change, just like their founders wanted. Yeah. Now, if that doesn't save fear, this should, especially the end of it. In a memo to members, the group said it would immediately establish an independent review committee consisting of quote-unquote racially and ethnically diverse members to oversee the reforms. Additionally, the group will hold a new board election under new bylaws. So they're having new elections, they're having new bylaws. They did away with the idea of lifetime appointments now. So they're sweeping that away. That tells you when people give up their positions of prominence, they're afraid of being swept off the board completely, with every member having to run for re-election every 2 years. That, by the way, that is going to cause a huge mess, but the mess already, it's going to bury them, so why not? Now, additionally, there's this, and remember, Hollywood is applauding this. The mass media, they are applauding this, but it is forced upon them. They wouldn't do it. They shot all of this stuff down. But now that everything is falling apart, now they're willing to change. Maybe everything should fall apart. So the group also revised its membership eligibility criteria and admissions process, pledging to admit at least 20 new members this year with a quote-unquote specific focus on recruiting black members. The group set a goal to increase membership by 50% over the next 18 months, as well as to add members from quote-unquote other underrepresented groups in each class, including AAPI and Hispanic journalists. Those sentences, like I say, they are being applauded by Hollywood. They want to get their back pats. They want to get their shiny metal awards. But what does this mean, really? It means somebody got caught. They got put on blast. They're afraid of getting canceled. And now, hey, black people are welcome. Yeah. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Can't thank you enough for that. And if you want to help out the channel, there are links in the description. Memberships, merchandise, PayPal, Patreon, all of the goodies there. But you being here, that matters. So thank you. I do appreciate you. And until next time, we will see you soon.